Hey, it's your old pal Lucid Stew again, and we are headed to Las Vegas to check out what's happening with Brightline West. Brightline West is a 218-mile high-speed rail project in the states of California and Nevada that proposes to whisk passengers from the LA suburbs to near the Las Vegas Strip on bright and shiny new electrified trains in a little more than 2 hours. Brightline West has been working on getting construction started for 7 years now, but that situation is no more. Thanks to eagle-eyed commenters in the Lucid Stew community, I have been aware of some activity at the Las Vegas station site for a little bit. For those that aren't aware, the Brightline West Las Vegas station is located on Las Vegas Boulevard near the intersection of Blue Diamond Road and Interstate 15, about 3 miles from the south end of the Las Vegas Strip. Las Vegas is, of course, an entertainment and gaming mecca for the world, so it's handy to be relatively close to the gaming resorts, although I've seen many online argue that the station isn't close enough. Anyway, I headed out there to see what's up, so let's talk about it. First, the bird's eye view. This is from across the street. It's about the closest I can get without praying for approval from the FAA a month out. We're going to use the station rendering that Brightline West has put out as reference. The line on the right side of the screen is an access road. In the future, that would lead to a bus depot. I believe that road is the northern extent of the property. The graded part in the background abuts Interstate 15. That is where the station and platforms will be located. The following images are from August 18th and 19th, by the way. They were using excavators, earth movers, dump trucks, and water tenders. In the foreground near Las Vegas Boulevard, you can see water being sprayed to make it easier to dig. They had just started to remove dirt there on the 18th. Then as we pan south, on the left-hand side of the screen is the former Blue Diamond interchange. That marks the southern extent of the property. It is 110 acres total. That is larger than any single strip mega resort except for the Mandalay Bay complex, so they have a lot of room to work with. On the 19th, I got some footage of the site from Las Vegas Boulevard. You can see significant progress only a day later. They're moving a lot of dirt around. Let's back that up and check out this sign. Now, Brightline Box Culvert Sewer. An article just came out in the Las Vegas Review-Journal indicating that they are grading, building a box culvert, and relocating sewer lines. The way I read that is that the box culvert is for drainage since a dry creek bed currently runs through the site. They've apparently been working on the site for about a month now. It looks like they've mostly accomplished grading at this point, including parking for workers about where the bus depot would go in the future. I made a couple of laps around the site trying to find the best vantage points I could. The best view currently from the ground is probably from Las Vegas Boulevard and also the I-15 North on-ramp from Blue Diamond if you're in the area and want to go take a look. To get an aerial view without a drone, plane, or helicopter, try the eastbound Blue Diamond to northbound I-15 flyover ramp. Now, I didn't just go to the station site, I drove the entire 218-mile route from Rancho Cucamonga looking to see if anything else was happening. That included the Rancho Cucamonga station site, the Hesperia station site, the Victor Valley station site, and the Sloan Vehicle Maintenance Facility site in Sloan, Nevada. As far as I noticed, the only construction activity was at the Las Vegas station site. I've heard from various people about work happening at different locations along the way, so let's clear up a few possible misconceptions. In Rancho Cucamonga, there is construction on Interstate 15 between 8th Street and Baseline Road. That is a project to widen I-15, put up sound walls, and build a tolled expressway in part of the median. That is related to Brightline West because the freeway will need to be widened to fit everything, including an eventual Brightline West, but it's not Brightline West specific construction. I managed to catch some pre-construction work in Fontana at the junction of Interstate 15 and State Route 210, but didn't film it. Unfortunately, I didn't figure out what it was until the next day, but if you're seeing anything there, it's pre-construction. There was some construction in the Cajon Pass Interstate 15 median, and I got pretty excited, but it turned out to be Caltrans replacing a guardrail. Up in the high desert, there is a lot of this K-rail and a big void in the median. That is left over from a Caltrans repaving project that is complete. Again, related in an ancillary way to Brightline West because the train will go in the remaining space, but not Brightline West construction. In Nevada, I-15 is being repaved. This is occurring from the state line at Primm to about 10 miles north. This is significant because this portion of the freeway is supposed to be moved slightly west to make room for Brightline West tracks within the right-of-way on the east side of the freeway. This is one of only 3 places where the train will run outside of the median. The others are between the Rancho Cucamonga station and Interstate 15, and from St. Rose Parkway and the Las Vegas station site. The portion between Primm and Jean will be the longest at about 9 miles. The other 202 miles will run within the freeway median. They did have grading equipment out there and were working in the median, but they may have simply been scraping the median in order to repave the shoulder. I tried looking for information about the work, but couldn't find any. By the way, just to get it off my chest, Google is suddenly quite terrible for attempting to find actual information in search. I'm seriously using Yahoo again, like it's 1996. Back to the route in the Las Vegas area, Interstate 15 is also being repaved and widened between St. Rose Parkway and Silverado Ranch. This is not related to Brightline West, as tracks there will run next to the freeway. I reached out to Brightline West for comment on the Las Vegas station site construction. They have no comment at this time. It is encouraging to see actual construction, but it must be remembered that financing for the project must be completely secured before the Nevada Department of Transportation will give Brightline West an occupancy permit to build in the I-15 median. The immediate result of that would likely be activity at the Sloan VMF site, and the only thing happening there currently is some squatting by a person living in their RV. I have committed to documenting the Brightline West construction on the road and in the air on a monthly basis once it starts. Since it is currently constrained to one location, I'm not going to start that yet. I will be back out there in November before F1 and Thanksgiving. Hopefully there will be additional exciting developments between now and then, but at least they're finally up to something tangible, right? I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to check this out. I'm optimistic we'll be doing this many more times in the coming 4 or 5 years, but as always, we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, check out that super thanks button and or my railroad poster store if you'd like to further support the channel mission. Plenty more videos to come. Stu's News is up on the 1st, so don't miss that. But that's all for now. Until next time, I'll see you on that big beautiful freeway.